out, put a palm tree.
Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are here taking a look at Kiss of Life's recent music video comeback called Sticky. So we're going to look through their music video, most likely a dance practice to boot that's going to be happening in the near future, or any dance visuals, because that's what I'm here for, is for the dancing and good vibes. And I have already marathoned this group, so I am looking at them from a most recent lens, which is always fun for me when I look at a Gen 5 group like that. Let's go ahead and get started. Hi. Now I did hear they shot this in Poland, I think, which is always fun to see different environments represented in these types of music videos. Oh. Yeah. On a freaking fountain? Feel like I'm hot stuff, you're my rock star. Wow. Whoa. Yeah. It feels fairly Tyla, right? It's like we're in the Amapiano Tyla era of vibes. It's really what this gives me. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Play in the freaking fountain. Look at them getting permission from probably the local government to do that. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's so interesting. I would say the MVP of the choreo goes to Julie. Ooh. Storyline continues. Those of you who may not have seen my perspective, I did look at all the music videos already, and I do know they have an ongoing lore or realistic storyline between. It's a vibe like that. It's really well done. I think they definitely have set themselves up on their story front very effectively. It makes you intrigued. It makes you feel you're just getting little excerpts, or it's like Marvel has these Easter eggs in their credits and stuff like that. They kind of pull that, which is really cool. Okay, so from the top here, I'll kind of do like a little mini overview. They'll probably have a dance practice, which we'll look at, which will go way more in depth on formations and stuff, and also know a dance practice space, like if you do in the studio. Are they going to have a dance performance version? This felt very dance performance heavy, which we love. dance practice or a studio space is going to feel so different, and the structure and the formations are going to be different compared to your environmental factors. I feel like they did a lot of like workshopping on site is what this looks like, because some of our choices are like on a fountain, right? It's not on a wall, a fountain, and it's different depth in how your legs hold up, and the temperature is different, laying towels down to make sure you don't burn your back. There's like little things like that. So I believe this is Belle. Belle is our vocalist. We're here for it. That is Hanud, right? She's our youngest. Natty got a little hair trim. We're loving it. We're digging it. And then we have Julie, right? So I think I got everybody right like that. Like the swinging of the violin or the strings on this feels very like a swoon almost, right? But also a lot of their movement quality really caters heavily to the Amapiano vibes that we have been getting on trends, at least on my algorithm, which I'm here for. I love watching people do Afro influenced movement, Amapiano influenced Hyla, like all of that. I'm here for it because it feels so communal, and it's just such a vibe. We're living in it. So they have a nice little swooning action, and they go and they present it out. She presents, and this little peekaboo branches it off to the side. Now this part, you take all of your energy. Notice everybody's, using the fountain, and their movement is going to be modified compared to those who are on the stairs, compared to those who are on a flat surface, because you're dealing with two different levels. And so how you sit in your hips not only has to factor into who you're mirroring, but also the fullness of which you want it to hit in syncopation to your music. So there's all that, like all of this here with the tabs. It does feel like we're doing a little bit of a network influence out of this as well. Now, am I super familiar with vocab that pertains to Afro and where exactly certain movements are derived from? I know names of a lot of like viral routines, but the independent movements to their province or area in which they were learned, like where you learned them, I'm still very amateur in that regard. So forgive me if I'm not able to speak more so on the technicalities of the names of these movements. Please go be curious about it. Just know this is a very, very exciting, it's not new, but it's definitely something that's becoming more of a trend, especially in recent media, and I like seeing it because I feel like I get to learn a lot. I like the switch where they take the chest as opposition of the arms, and they triple it. Nice. They take it and they run. They're literally running. There's your front walk over, and I love the subtlety of just her walk. How long before we fall in love? So she takes her water, and she's like, yep, let me just move out of here, out of frame. They did a lot of these one-take looking vibes, which is super cool. It definitely gives, those drones when they do like the scenic route and they're going all these places and the timing looks really cool. It kind of gives off that vibe. We love it. Here's a ticket. Boom, leg nice and extended. Then they take it, boom, up, blue palm trees. And it feels palm trees. So normally I see people isolate it, click, 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 click. But I think we just doubled it up and went a little bit faster on it, which is cool. They roll it through, yes, Miss Natty, and they go into a little cobra, but they have their feet still on the fountain. So they have to have some back flexibility. I would hope that they're not crunching their lower back because that's your lumbar, and that's not really meant for mobility, but what, stability. So that's my in general note for that. Oh my gosh, Julie is such a freaking tease in this entire thing. The usage of her hips and all of this is so well done. And for me, I guess I come from the position of she stands out so much. It's either a like other people need to kind of build up their energy to her. Like she outdanced most people in this video just from her choices in her syncopation. And she was doing it. You know what I mean? Like all this here, it's a teaser to a rock star, funny, love it. And then hear me now, and then right here, like a little brush, really nice. Like a margarita. Can she have one? And like in Poland, what's the drinking age in Poland? I'm curious, or wherever they are. That's just where I'm operating from. So the walk's on there, so I like how they pan it up. That was a cool shot. Yeah. So a lot of these edits just make it feel like we're just, our take has never stopped, even though the mask cuts, you know that this is not, she can't get up there that fast, So that was cool. A little dig, boom, we fall in love. And the little heart shape was cute. Then this right here where you go and you have everybody join with a little tap was super cute. This right there reminds me of water, right? So I guess my question would be, are people, because I know people are very sensitive nowadays to the art of plagiarism, are people going to look at this and go, they copied Twyla's water, and the iconic, because it's so iconic, right? With the water on the back. Now, they're not doing that, but how they're holding up their arm is very similar to that in a focal point piece of their choreo. So that's just in general note. I'm not saying that they're plagiarizing because Twyla doesn't own that move. But also it's from her culture. You know what I mean? So this is more of the choreographer. I don't know the choreographer. I do know that the dancers and the choreographer are not, I don't know what their scene is or anything like that. So I'm not going to assume anything here. I'm ready to learn and be open to it. I think this is very fun. It feels very communal and I like how it's structured. But also I can see the topic of conversation, as it's been in other cases, of is this catering movement quality wise a little too close to other related around the time period choreos? Like, does it have a sense of creativity behind it? Is kind of my in general observation that I'm noticing. But I like the structure of it in the music video. Yeah, a little dun 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 dun. I like the little fanning there. It's cute. I like they take it. They go through a little pot of bouret coming out of that. With the pulls are nice. With the doubling up is nice. And they walk away. Sticky, sticky, sticky. That's nice. And they go and they get set up. So there is so much running everywhere in all of this. Or maybe, I mean, how, you know what I'm so curious about? Like, when I go back here... So we're here. So she's right there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm right. Yeah. She's right there. It is not possible for her to go from right there. This right here. She's just shown up right here. So this is not a one take. So if somebody argues that this is, that right there should prove it is not. That is not humanly possible to do. Unless she freaking teleports. But I think all of this going into the next section is a one take. Nice. This right here, I like the hit. Do-do-do-do. Nice. Does this feel, honestly, too, like, if you've ever seen Request, so Request was before Royal Family with Paris, and so there's some choices that we're seeing here. They're giving off little Request vibes. No, I'm saying more inspiration, not plagiarism. I'm not speaking plagiarism on any of these things, so please keep that in mind whenever you're watching this. It's just observations I'm noticing. There's just a lot of similarities, but it does provide more party and just great party vibes. And there's a reason why it works in media. That's the reason why you keep seeing it, is because it showcases and pertains to, we're having good vibes, we're a little flirty, a little bit of a tease, but we're here for good times, right? It's giving off that energy. And I love the format of usage of the stairs. Like, there's a lot of different environmental factors that a lot of times people don't care to explore, but we're exploring all of it, you know? I love this right here. Boom, the syncopation with the hips. Gosh, it's so nice. Hitting it through, boom, ding, ding, ding. Now, something I have learned, whenever you do a lot of hips in like the Bacardi kind of vibes, it's more to do with the legs than the hips themselves. But here in this case, it does feel more of like, you know, with belly dance, with the isolations that take place in the torso. It's really cool. That's what that feels like to me more. But some of the things that they were doing earlier, like the Twyla water kind of move, that is more in the legs than the hips. So keep that in mind if you were ever curious. That would be what you would think about. Sweetheart is dripping like gelato. Gelato, it's like a thicker ice cream. Here on out. Left on my heart, darling. Yep, heart, darling. And then we do see that Hana is always elevated to some degree on a lot of her feature moments. She was featured with Belle near in front of that building, but with Natty going inside. But this is kind of like we saw her a little bit more elevated by the fountain, and then we're seeing her more elevated here. Won't you navigate me? How long before we fall up? The dipping through, boom, boom, boom. Gosh, Julie is eating right here. You know, Belle is hanging on pretty well, hitting it through, but notice based on the camera vantage point right here, that would be a note that, you know, there are certain instances where the group collectively look more full together, or like the style works really well for them. This feels like this is Julie's style. Like, this feels like her bread and butter. I would say Natty's holding it down very well as well, but I think you can tell there's more discrepancies in their skill sets in movement quality from this particular style of choreo, which you will run into that with any group, especially if they all decide to pursue a new style together. Some people's bodies are going to retain it better than others. That is life. I'm not saying that as a critique. None of the things that I'm saying are critiques. They're just observations or notes that I'm noticing here. Right? So I like the syncopation. Notice they're using the feet on that, and they're tapping with the toes just to create more leverage or to make it feel more full, so that works really well there. And I like the little tap and a tap, so nice on that. And the pools, once again, like what we saw near the balcony section, we see down here. So it does feel, you know, they're all in the same kind of area that we're going in. And then now they're running in, and that's a really fun transition to get us into the theater, which is really nice. So this right here, I think that's a really dope cut that they did. I don't think they all did not run in there that fast. So they go, it's a blackout, and then now we reveal. Very nice, and then they've kind of disappeared. Now this is a whole new set of a one take, but it's still a one take. There's your subtlety here, boom, da-da-da-da, subtlety with the hat is super fun. The dancers are doing a fantastic job carrying and promoting the energy, so whenever they're you know, vocalizing, they're still featured because how the camera's set up, but also just having it with the dancers, it just feels more full an environment. And so I think the dancers did a fantastic job. They rotate around and they hit down, and she goes, hey, and then they lift her up. That was really nice. You hear that with the strings, and the lift up matches very well, and they make it look like she's on the ocean. Sitting her down like it's nothing. They turn through, make me fly away, kiss the orange tinted sunset. And then you have people, you know, swimming in the back. So she's kind of sitting in the, it kind of feels like, it does look like a theater, and we're going to kind of cater to that. You have dancers in the background, and because she's closest to us, it's easiest to clock her. That was nice. So they swing it, they pan the camera over. And then right here, it's a little bit darker. Now, my gut tells me, did they open the door? Was it that like a cut and then they have them go out? Maybe, I mean, we'll find out. But all this, dana, dana, it kind of feels like we layered two different bathing suits on top of each other for this, right? I don't think that's the same one. That's life. It is what it is. And they hit it through, dana, dana. Notice we keep it more internal. We let the chest lead more so than the arm. So that was a nice choice there. They move out to the side. She said, here I am. With me. And this right here, really dope. And they pick it up. Boom. Nice having Julie in front for that. Natty's holding it down very well too. Julie really stands out in a great way for this. And the first one is all stationary, and then notice they travel it on the second one. I love that. So how they traveled it, let's take a look here. The other foot, so they pick up the one foot, they swipe it, and then the other one does a heel toe. So the first one, they kind of stay and keep the weight on one part, and they just twist it. The other one, they go heel toe, and that's where the transition takes place. And the camera makes it feel more full as well. So that was nice. Little chug, chug, chug. Nice on that front there, too. Follow my lead. Hey, little party. That was nice. Boom, hit. All of that reminds me, if you want to see like Korean media relevancy, Jam Republic, you've seen some Kirsten vibes or Latrice vibes coming out of this, hence why I'm, you know, it feels similar to those genres that they pursue individually and respectfully. The brush for love, really nice. They come up before we fall in love. And then I really love the fact they said, we're playing in the freaking water. We love it. I like that. The little melty melts are super nice. One of the girls looks a smidgen familiar. My girl right over here. Is she? I don't know. She does remind me of somebody who was a heavy hitter on Royal, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But this is fun. I don't mind it. This is a cool vibe. I like the fact that you have the fountain still going. The little whip happening there, and having the water on the camera is also a really nice vibe. Then they go doo-doo, doo-doo with the hip accents are fun, or chest accent. We love it. A little sticky back into the network, but we're in our fountain, and everyone is making a more circular choice except for Kiss of Life. They are facing front, so it's still environmental, but you definitely have your accent and focus on the hips, and they go through, everyone boom branches it out with the hip accent, and then they all go boom, really nice and cute. They're more subtle, everybody else is more full, so it helps you clock them very well. So in general, I liked this was really dope. You see them all kind of sitting there enjoying. I'm assuming they already filmed everything. This is kind of their cut. They look over. That would make sense in the storyline of if this is happening before, after the fact they just played in the fountain. It'd be weird if they were completely dry. So I like that little detail. They look over. They see, I think, isn't that Natty from her Sugarcoat era? Would be my guess. Yeah. So that's what I'm guessing here, just going off of the top of the head. You let me know if I'm even close. But yeah, it kind of feels like we got a little bit of a, not inception going on, but kind of parallel universes potentially. I don't know that, but I am looking forward to the dialogue that's going to happen with this. If there's a dance practice, you know, we'll look at it to see how some of these choices and formations change. Are the dancers going to switch out? Because I do know a lot of times when you see the music video with the dancers and then you see a dance practice, they are different dancers. So I am looking forward to that. This was a fun vibe. Definitely, it feels so summery, and it's very fitting because it is right in the middle of summer. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to see more Kiss of Life, I have it. I have a lot of it already released on YouTube, but I will always have more on Patreon ready for you to take a look at. I'm ready to hear a lot of inside scoops on this from what my knowledge is based on what I've just gleaned on social media, from what I've encountered before watching this. I believe they shot this in Poland, and the choreographer, I don't believe I know who the choreographer is, and the dancers I think are all affiliate, and so I think they're all just related there in Poland. And if they're not in Poland, please let me know, and my apologies. It's a dope place. I don't recognize it, and so that's why I'm kind of thinking that's where they're at. And I'd like to know more in regards to the lore. Where do you think this fits in with their storyline? Because I know sometimes they show music videos showcase a particular niche of the story, and then it becomes more clear later on in their comeback. So looking forward to it. You guys know me, I know you. I'm Jess, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye.